Why is estrogen so important to men? You're probably thinking, estrogen important? Well, actually it is, because men need estrogen. There seems to be a school of thought these days where estrogen in men is seen to be something that's bad, and you need to stop it from entering your body, you need to suppress it, you need to block it, you need to stop estrogen conversion taking place inside of your body. Now, basically, if you manage to block all of your estrogen, what would happen is you would then have a hormonal imbalance, and that would upset the body's internal messaging system. So it would have a corresponding lowering of your testosterone. So to go for an all-out approach where you're blocking your estrogen is not the correct approach, because if you were to successfully lower your estrogen, you're going to be lowering your testosterone at the same time as your hormonal system balances itself out. Now, what a lot of people don't realise is what exactly estrogen does for a man. Now, it's absolutely vital to testicular function. Your normal testicular functioning is reliant upon you having a little bit of estrogen present in your blood. Now, estrogen is, funnily enough, I was surprised when I found this out, but it's actually responsible for some of our masculine characteristics. For example, sex drive, enabling erections, fat metabolism, which is a bit of an obvious one, and sperm generation. Now, about 80% of your estrogen that you have inside you at any one time is made from testosterone, and there is an enzyme called aromatase. Now, this aromatase converts a small percentage, tiny little percentage of your testosterone into what is called estradiol, which is a type of estrogen. Now, to put all this in context, like you might have a total T level of 400 or 600 or 800. Now, the average, what is considered to be a normal total estrogen level, for example, your total estrogen is probably somewhere in between 1.0 and 5.5 nanograms per deciliter. That's a tiny little percentage if you think about it. Now, your free estradiol it's something like 0.03 to 0.13 nanograms per deciliter. It's literally a micro amount, but that micro amount is essential. Now, if you were to have low estrogen levels, this is the thing here, you have to balance everything out. If your estrogen is too high, of course it's going to cause you a problem. If your estrogen is too low, that's going to equally cause a problem. Now, we all know that if your testosterone is too low or too high, then there are certain symptoms and side effects that are commonly associated with that. But and we know that if you have estrogen that's too high, you're more likely to put on fat, you're more likely to suffer with gyno, and those sort of commonly known things. But what people don't realise is if you have a low estrogen level, and this is basically what could happen if you block or suppress your estrogen production in any way, is that you could end up with either a low or no libido. You would have poor fat metabolism, a loss of muscle mass, tiredness, low moods, poor sleep, all of the things which are, funnily enough, they're also symptoms of low testosterone, but they're also symptoms of a hormonal imbalance. And not a lot of people realise that. Now, how do you naturally increase your estrogen? Well, there are a few like really good ways that you can raise your estrogen levels. You can use PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, for example steroids, SARMs, prohormones. They will all elevate your natural estrogen production. Also testosterone replacement therapy, although not considered to be a PED, my personal view is if you're not some guy in his 60s or 70s that actually needs the testosterone replacement therapy, then, and you're some guy in your 20s, 30s, or even 40s, 50s, it's a performance enhancing drug. Unless you're taking it for a specific medical purpose. For example, you've been diagnosed with low testosterone or you have a hormonal problem, then of course it's acceptable to take testosterone replacement therapy. But if you do not have a problem, then it's a performance enhancing drug basically. And that one as well also will raise your estrogen levels. Other things that you can do to raise your estrogen levels naturally to make them too high are be stressed all the time. You can, certain foods, medications, alcohol is a great one for raising your estrogen level, and the best alcohol possible for that one is beer. Eating a lot of processed foods, trans fats, takeaway, all that kind of crap, donuts, that is a great way also of raising your estrogen levels, along with sugary sodas and also the sugar-free ones. They contain aspartame, which has been known to mess with a guy's hormones. Now, also a sedentary lifestyle. If you're literally parked on the sofa or parked behind a desk or you're parked behind a screen all day and you're not too active, that of course is going to increase your good chance that you're going to put on extra weight, and it's also a great way of raising your estrogen level. Now, if you're thinking of, there's a kind of trend-ish thing, quite a few guys do this, it's not something that's commonly known, but some guys use aromatase inhibitors to try and suppress their estrogen. Drugs like anastrozole or something like that. That's the only one I can think of right now. It's bad. Like you're going to lower your testosterone levels if you go down that path. You're going to give yourself a hormonal imbalance. Now I've got a great trick for naturally balancing out your hormones, and that will come soon in another video because that's a subject all by itself. Now, in summary here, basically don't try and suppress your estrogen levels. Try to optimize your testosterone instead. Now, one thing you need to understand is, let's say for example you've got 400 nanograms per deciliter total testosterone. You're not particularly active, your diet's a bit crap, and then you start working out, you've got your diet down, your sleep down, you're not too stressed, you're doing everything you can to raise your testosterone levels, and you probably will doing those things because they're all highly effective. But what you have to consider is when you raise your testosterone level naturally, there is going to be a slight little increase in the proportion of that. It balances itself out kind of thing. So there's going to be a small raise in estrogen, but accept that because, you know, you've got higher testosterone levels, you know, where, hey, who cares if you've got a little bit extra estrogen as a result of that, which you will get. Now, because if you block your estrogen, if you block your estrogen, then you're going to probably cause yourself to have lower testosterone. There's a good chance of that will happen. And you're just going to make your situation worse. Blocking your estrogen is not going to elevate your testosterone levels. Now, I've got a great book. I've written a very detailed guide of everything you can possibly do to optimize your testosterone levels and to keep them optimized into older age. So when you're an old fart like me, you can have good testosterone levels. My total testosterone level is 771 nanograms per deciliter, which is apparently quite average for a guy my age, so I was told. My free testosterone level is 173 picograms per milliliter, and I was told that was above average for my age. And of course, the free testosterone is the testosterone that's available right now for me to use in whatever I'm up to. So basically, I'm not one of these guys that's going to hold back all my secrets and make you buy my book. Like, it's not like that at all. Everything, all the tricks that I'm doing myself to optimize my testosterone levels, how I've managed to maintain my testosterone levels into older age, it will all be delivered to you on this channel for free. You don't have to go and buy the book, but the book it's convenient. You've got everything in one place. Quick reference guide, so you don't have to come back to the channel, hunt down the video if you think, oh, that guy said something about, and then you want to remind yourself of, and just pick up the book, flick through it, it's all there. It's also time saving as well, because you don't have to hunt back through the channel to find the part that you want to, or the name of the supplement or something that I've recommended. So if you are, basically, my channel is all about all things total equilibrium in mind, body and soul. If that kind of thing, if you want inner balance, inner control, then hit like, hit subscribe. I've got lots and lots of content that's coming soon.